You found Channel 13. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. This transmission carries with it nothing of value.
Oh.
So anyway, you were saying about manholes?
Yeah. I'm gonna be a manhole. You have to collect the white stuff off the top of the bottle, otherwise, I don't know.
Gets everywhere.
You just wanted to say white stuff, huh?
There was a in Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes, there was.
I mean, there was absolutely in Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes, there was. But it was funny because it was the 80s.
Yeah.
And there was a nerd involved, just like Darth Vader or something? Was he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he was. Because clearly, in an outfit, she's not going to notice his shoulders compared to her football boyfriends.
Or his penis.
I don't know. Are they different?
You've seen several of them, Dave.
I only have the one.
I have 6. You guys don't have them growing out of your knees?
I only got the one.
Continue with our Paul Verhoeven. Though I don't think there's any Twin Peaks connection in this movie.
No.
But I don't know Twin Peaks.
Casper Van whatever didn't get it.
Casper Van Dien.
He didn't get any roles in that.
But there is a connection to
Saved by the Bell?
No.
Yes.
Jack vs. Lanterns. Casper Van Dien played James Dean, and the lady who played like the ex-wife that was trying to clone her husband, she was in that movie too.
Really?
Yes.
Was she the one with the messed up face, like the blind teacher with the messed up face? Who was she?
In what?
That's Starship Troopers.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
I'm
Starship
saying
he's talking about
the
a
James Dean movie.
Dean
Oh,
movie.
Okay. I got excited about Starship Troopers Starship Troopers and yeah.
You shouldn't get excited about Starship Troopers. Starship
Troopers is fantastic.
I love
this movie too. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And
it's better than
still,
Robocop.
you know what? Every time I go back and watch Starship Troopers, I'm shocked at and nowadays no, but I remember watching this in the theater, and this is one of the few times where there was a very good separation between I wouldn't say separation. There's a very good melding between the CGI and the puppetry.
Mm-hmm.
When they're all crawling down the hill and whatever, but there was clearly there were parts where it was a wide shot and they're fighting a CGI bug, and it was closed in and they're getting swung at by the puppets, right?
Right.
And I was always like, it's a good cut. It looks good.
Yeah, it holds up well. I think there's no point.
They
in this
don't look
movie.
like a 209. That's for sure.
No, they don't. There's no point in this movie. I'm like, God, that looks so terrible. I'm like, it still looks all right for what it was.
I mean, once they digitally enhance it and everything now, a lot of times you see the colors are crisper and things, so you can see more of the fakeness. And this was just, I don't know if it's a good restore or what, but I think it looks fantastic. It's not on par with an Avengers movie, but it seems above its time for '94, I think.
Yeah,
98.
I don't know.
Was it really that late? It was 8. Wow.
And I don't even know what the budget was for this movie. I don't think they were expecting it to be a blockbuster by any means, but it seems like they spent a decent amount.
Was it a blockbuster?
If it did, it failed. I don't think it did well in the theaters at all.
I don't remember seeing Starship Troopers cups.
No.
Or anything. That's why I'm thinking it wasn't. That's why I didn't think it was a blockbuster.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
It was released in November, so it's November 7th, 1997.
Okay, so yeah, that wasn't expected to be a blockbuster. It wasn't some big summer hit,
yeah.
right, or anything like that.
Yeah.
Burger King didn't have a cup with bugs on it or anything like that. So it was just, you can get that.
They do have some weird action figures though.
Do they?
This movie.
Yeah. They got Doogie Howser. Is he in there?
I think you can get him. I only have one of the bugs because they're kind of pricey. Because it's a weird.
Well, there's only 2 bugs anyways, the normal bugs.
Well, I have a small little a tiny bug. It doesn't make sense to the size of the action figure, you know, because the bug should be huge.
Right.
But no, it's just a tiny one. But they're just expensive toys. Probably 'cause no one wanted them.
But it wasn't marketed. It wasn't like supposed to be a kids movie. I mean, this is an insane movie. Like this is.
It does make sense for a kids toy line, though.
Again, this is like I think they picked a bunch of stupid airheaded idiots to play these characters because they didn't get it. So they thought they were in an action movie, and Paul Verhoeven was making a satire movie. Right? I don't think that, like, we know Denise Richards is not an intelligent person. I don't think Casper Van Dien, is that his name? Casper Van Dien? Van Dien?
Something like that.
Is probably a very smart person.
He did know to come back for part 3, so.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was
did he know to, or did he just need money?
Yeah, no, good call. Yeah.
He was in those
his career didn't take off.
He was in those like Mortal Kombat. He was Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat. Like this guy made YouTube Mortal Kombat videos, and he was Johnny Cage in those.
That's sad.
Yeah, it was. And then I don't know. He was in the James Dean movie. I don't know anything else he's been.
I don't know no. He should have been like all the random football teenage, heroes of that time.
Well, he didn't even like latch on to the slasher genre. I don't think like he should have been like handsome football jock, like you said. But he was already too old. Like he's not a convincing high school student.
Yeah, he was. I think everybody in that.
I guess you're right.
Everybody that was playing a high school student in that movie was way too old to be in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Did you notice the supreme difference they did to Doogie Howser in the beginning and the end? Like how different he looked. It was so amusing.
He was an SS
to just look
officer.
back at those two.
Yeah, he
basically was.
Yeah,
he absolutely was. That code at the end, good Lord.
Well, I mean,
they're not even hiding anything there.
But that's the whole thing. Like the whole thing is like the human race has become completely warlike. And
because it's a world council, right? Like there's a
one
world order.
They become you get citizenship. Everyone needs to basically join the military to get citizenship, otherwise you're not part of society.
Yeah, you don't get to have a baby.
Yeah,
I think you don't get like to own land. That kind of
right. But they built all these they built all these weapons, ships. They have all these soldiers, and they need a fight. And one thing nobody really talks about is that like the whole catalyst. They go on the planet and they find these like colonization site, this lab where everyone's dead, and you're basically putting the perspective of you're rooting for the bad guy. You're rooting for Johnny Rico, and he's a horrible little Nazi boy. He's a Hitler Youth, and Michael Ironside's his teacher, and you see the death of his choices when they're in high school teaching him like. He's sitting there saying, like, you don't pay attention because he's, making his little drawings to his girlfriend. Yeah. His idiot girlfriend.
He pops a bubble.
Yeah. She pops a bubble in his face. And he's just trying so hard.
Technology.
He's trying so hard to have sex. And in reality, Michael Ironside's out there going, what would the people of Hiroshima say? And she goes, Hiroshima was destroyed by the atomic bomb or whatever, right? Like he goes, that's right. No conflict has ever been decided by words. It's always decided by like military might. Like,
right.
And the whole point is you join the military.
Right. Everything's solved with violence.
But you've created this society and you need to do something with it. So then Buenos Aires is destroyed by an asteroid that bugs threw at us that have no technology to do this. So they stacked on top of each other and shoved an asteroid at us?
They went to a little explanation that there's a asteroid belt around like their
they
planets.
I don't give a shit. They said they threw but in reality,
it goes across.
They're not even paying attention. They're sitting there saying, oh, we found this, like, they tried to colonize a planet, and they found resistance, and now they're sending their armies.
Well, they were not supposed to. The humans weren't supposed to go there. It was already a not allowed to go there zone. But the Mormons wanted to go and like prophesize or whatever.
Yeah, it was a Mormon
because it was like John Smith camp or something like that. They said
right.
And then they all attacked him because there's some strangers on their property, like as in the Bugs' property.
They're defending their planet from colonizers, and there's 3 bugs. Mark.
Okay.
There's the big ones with the big butts that shoot the light that they...
Mark, everything looks the same to him.
Yeah. Fucking bug races.
Especially bugs.
Oh, I love I'm sorry. I love when the little kids are killing bugs to help the cause. They're like holding microphones.
Yeah, they're all stomping on it.
But that's funny because, like, dude, only a couple years later, 4 years later, you have a bunch of idiots. And now you have it now. You have a bunch of idiots after 9/11 dumping French wine that's already been purchased in the gutter, and then you have a bunch of morons dumping Russian vodka out. Like, it's done. It's been sold. And by the way, the vodka you're dumping wasn't even made in Russia, and it's not even a Russian company. But that's fine.
There's only one Russian vodka company, period, and we're not getting it, like class-wise.
Yeah.
So those people that are pouring out their Stolies and shit are just hurting
That's
some
Polish.
Cincinnati company, or whatever.
No, it's not even here. It's literally 3 blocks over. There's a place that makes like half the shitty vodka, like right over here on Berea Road.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have fun with that, you fucking idiots. But like, they're sitting there at home squishing cockroaches, acting like they're doing their part.
Right. The only good bug is a dead bug.
You said that so matter-of-factly.
I bought it. I bought into that.
Mark's into this.
Yeah.
But that's how
he thought it was a training film.
Yeah,
but like, it's clearly,
I'm ready.
It's clearly a false flag. It's clearly we blew up Earth blew up their own city to rile people up to get on these ships they built. Like, let's act like they have the ability to throw a fucking meteor or an asteroid at us.
My favorite thing is that football play that he has where he just flips over people.
It's 23rd century. Oh God, the most like violent game for high school. Too exploitable.
The football game they made like
dumb.
a smaller than an indoor football field. Like it was a basketball court.
It's a metal
yard
football.
lines.
It's just like an iron football. It's just like a fucking steel football that you could murder people with.
And the whole play is just to jump over 2 defenders where they get confused, and then he uses it later in basic training where he's like, just run this play, and he jumps over those guys and like, oh, he's got it. Like it's like what?
And then at the end when his teacher's his officer again, he's like, how'd you do this? He's like, don't you remember? I played football or whatever the hell sport it's called.
No, it's said so bizarrely. He goes, don't you remember? I was captain of the team. Like he says it exactly. He goes, I was captain of the team. Like I'm gonna play it right now.
Nice moves. Where'd you learn how to do that, soldier?
Back in school, sir. Don't you remember? I was captain of the team. Another team.
Just gonna be a dick. Just gonna put a dick on the screen for 4.5 seconds. He says it so bizarrely because he's such a bad actor. And like, again, like I think that he picked idiots because they're like, we're in a big action movie. We're the heroes. And they're like, hey, Neil Patrick Harris, come here, Doogie Howser. Why don't you why don't you put this on? He goes, sounds great. I'll wear it. Oh, this is a neat little costume. And he put it on, and Paul Verhoeven's just like, I got him to wear a fucking SS uniform, and he thinks he's the hero. Like, but you see it at the beginning. He's like, do you understand it, Rico? He's like, I understand it. He goes, but do you believe it? He goes, I don't know. And he's like, that's the death of Johnny Rico, where now at the end of the movie, he's like screaming the same bullshit, empty platitudes that Michael Ironside was screaming. Like, come on, you apes! You want to live forever!
Right.
He's got one rule. Everyone fights. If you don't fight, he'll kill you himself.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Rico's Roughnecks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, what are they called again? The dude from The Wire comes up all Rico's. I don't know. I just got reminded that Gary Busey's kid is in this movie.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Well, how did
Playing
you
the violin.
Yeah, he plays the weird electric violin. Glows.
Yeah. But that's the part that's
Thank
great.
you,
Though,
Captain.
Big
when
teeth.
they win the fight or whatever, so the captain gives them a bunch of booze and then a bunch of like sporting equipment, those balls that Ben's afraid of, and there is this neon violin in one of the cases.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna buy
He
a
jumps
bunch
out,
of
he just
random
starts
shit,
playing it.
but you're gonna buy it for a bunch of like not only army dudes but like the infantry, like they're supposed to be the idiots or whatever. What you're like, yeah, I guarantee one of these guys is gonna want this neon violin. Like, it was so silly.
Starship Troopers is based off of a book in the 50s called Starship Troopers. But it was written in a very serious fascist tone. Like, if we can start spreading to other worlds, we need to be basically aggressive, like militaristic. If we can start, like, no Star Trek here, no happiness, no, like, we need to land on planets and make them bow to us because we need to do it first before they do it. And really weird shit. I think it's from 1957. Someone can look that up. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I have no interest in when it was written. But I think it was 1957. Where's Dave going? He's going to get it?
He's going to go get the book.
I would like if he just kept walking and his like computer gets pulled over. He just walks off. That's the end of Drunken Horror. Dave just walked. It wouldn't be the end of Drunken Horror. Nobody cares about Dave in this show.
That'd be pretty much the best thing that could ever happen in this show. So, wait, shh, he's coming back.
Oh, okay, here he goes. Put it back on. He has a V8.
No, it was on the shelf, and I just went and grabbed it in case there was another question. But it's funny that you're saying that it's so like straight and not silly at all, because the cover is one of those covers. So if you're going into it, you don't expect to read like you might expect some of the nonsense.
It's like a manifesto.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, from what you've said about it, that's exactly what it seems like.
I'm only basing this off of things I've read on the internet.
Oh,
I
haven't read it yet.
I went to wokepage.com and then they had it on there and they said this shit's racist.
Well, he writes tons of space books.
You know what's weird? There are tons of space books?
What?
Space Books the movie. Space Books the lunchbox. Space Books the flamethrower. You don't watch Mel Brooks movies, so
guess he's-
I mean, I know you're doing Spaceballs, but
you don't know.
care.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Matt Damon.
I saw The Evil Dead 2 at a drive-in theater with Ben, and he turned around and watched Spaceballs at the other screen without audio.
And he probably giggled the entire time.
He did, the stupid idiot, and then kept trying to tell me, like, oh, this joke's really good. Here, listen to this one line.
Do you know how many fucking times I've seen Evil Dead 2?
7.
I've seen it so many times. Sometimes I think that was part of my life. Like, I'm like, hey, remember when my hand got... No, wait. That wasn't me. That was Ash. I have a mustache again.
Just zoom in on that. One of the weirdest parts of this movie was when Johnny Rico and Xander get into that fight around that.
Who's Xander?
Xander's the guy that was in
Jeff
Saved by
from
the
the
Bell.
Max.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's also trying to pick up high school girls in this movie.
Right.
Looks like the Max.
Well, he was in high school. He was on the football team. He was on the opposing
Supposedly,
football team.
but he
Oh,
was...
yeah,
all-
he was.
they
Yeah.
all went to high
Everybody
school
was
together.
900 years old. All's fair in love
He
and
looked
war. And like
way
Carmen's
older,
like
yeah.
into it too, right then. Like flirting and right in front of Johnny Rico.
Yeah, he should have known.
Johnny Rico.
But anyway,
She's a piece of shit.
yeah, they get into a fight and
They're all pieces of
Mazzy's Star starts playing in the background. Fade Into You
Yeah.
starts playing in the background. Like, that's the weirdest fight song that you could think of. That, like, a punch gets thrown, all of a sudden it's like that guitar starts playing. It's just like,
Mark, can you sing the song for us?
no, I
Yeah.
can't.
What song is it?
You can look it up. Mazzy's Star,
Nope.
Fade
Not-
Into You.
Nope.
I don't have
Sing it.
YouTube.
Sing it.
No, it's not gonna happen.
I don't have YouTube because there's so much bullshit on YouTube.
Not gonna
like
happen.
this show.
So it's a weird fight song, right? You know, you wouldn't expect it.
Clearly.
Yeah,
Then they get awesome tattoos together.
They do.
Yeah, from a laser. Death from above.
Even though they're mobile infantry, it's death from above.
They're not in the Air Force, and they make a distinction because Carmen and Jeff from the Max are in the Air Force. They get the wrong tattoos. They all flex towards a camera. And you'd stand in a circle and do that.
Yes,
You wouldn't like point toward a camera.
No, yeah. Much like all three of us don't sit on one side of the booth when we eat out.
Well,
we
should.
but
Yeah.
We're just waiting for that date that never shows up. All right, guys, I get her tonight if she shows up. Oh, Dave's already crying.
Wait, on the date?
No.
No.
What you guys don't realize is she's already dead. She's been dead for 10 years.
Wait, are we fucking a corpse or a ghost?
A ghost. I only fuck ghosts, dude. I don't fuck corpses.
All right.
I drive them home. I give them my jacket or something. And I go to get my jacket the next day. And then the mom tells me she's been dead for 10 years. I'm like, I see her looking out the window. She's like, no, she's been dead for 10 years.
Miss, you're wearing my coat.
Miss, I need my jacket back. If she doesn't want to see me again, that's fine.
I get it.
I really need my jacket. Look at my truck.
I earned that band stamp.
I don't have any money to buy a new jacket. This is very embarrassing for me. Can
All
I
right,
have my
well,
jacket? I see her in the window. She's been dead for 10 years. I gave your daughter a ride home. I didn't touch her. I didn't do anything. Can you please? She's been dead. I don't want her number. I don't want to date your daughter, miss. Can I please just fucking have my jacket back?
You guys both have daughters, and you guys need to pull that prank at some point when they start dating, and your daughter does no longer wants to date that guy anymore.
I will
answer the door, be like, "What are you talking about? Like Wendy's been."
That's not funny. Why would you bring that up?
Yeah, that's terrible. Like, on this very day, 10 years ago.
When she starts dating, if the guy comes back, I'm going to put you in lipstick and have you answer. It's like, hello, it's me. Hello. And by then you'll be 110.
Exactly.
It'll be awesome.
Walk around like Zelda from fucking Pet Cemetery.
So spoiled.
Rachel.
Don't put your baby up there.
Sometimes
don't
that is better.
Don't your baby up there.
Sometimes
You don't
that
want
is
to
better.
No, don't baby a baby. Don't baby a cat up there. Don't do it. I'm deaf. I was in the Addams family. I know all about it.
I was thinking we should have a Patreon of Ben and I talking nonsense and Mark in the background trying to make us shut up so we can get on with it. But it should probably be just us doing that fucking impression because I'm pretty sure it happens every single time.
Sometimes that is better. Man's heart is stonier. Like, you knew it was. What an asshole. That guy's an asshole.
Yeah, does he tell everyone who moves in there 2
like-
days after they move
like,
in?
Here's a magical graveyard. Also, don't use it.
Don't use it. Oh, wait, your cat died?
Anyways.
But speaking of what doesn't make sense, that there are 5 of these movies. One is a cartoon.
I didn't realize that there were that many. I didn't know that there were sequels. I thought there was just the one. And then, like, I started kind of doing. I'm like, why didn't they ever make a sequel to this? It seems like there should have been. And there were. And
Mind explosion.
Yeah, and I was like, there were. And now
There
I don't want
should
to.
have been.
And I
This
don't
is
want
a
to see them now.
Again, this is the problem. Like, you take a Paul Verhoeven movie that was good, and then you're just like, oh, people like that movie. And then you get dipshit drunk asshole.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, that was a good action movie. Yeah, aliens and bugs. And they miss the point.
Right.
They don't get it. And, like, Robocop 2 was a little bit...
It still had that same.
But like by RoboCop 3, where he has the jetpack and he's fighting ninjas, that's like the dumbest
Did he make
shit.
any of the other RoboCops?
No, right.
But I believe that they did bring back Casper again for the cartoon because although he is 70, he can be in a cartoon.
Didn't he?
And I-
wait, what's
He
the
came back in the
cartoon?
third one. I thought.
He came back in the third one, but then again.
But
for the
wait,
cartoon.
what's
cartoon is like the 5th one? I
It's
think.
a movie
Yeah,
or it's a show?
it's a movie.
On what? Who made it?
By
Who
cartoon,
drew
I'm
it?
sorry. By cartoon, it's like computer. You know, it's only a couple years.
Okay, who made it?
But I'm saying
Who-
cartoon is.
Who spent
I
the
don't know.
time to do this?
You've got a computer.
That's right. That seems like more work than just getting Casper Van Dien to come into your green room basement and like,
with some puppets.
all right,
I'm a bug.
it's just him in a cell screaming.
It's not acting. He's
Are they
scared for
still
his life.
fighting bugs? I don't understand. This movie has great effects for what it is and when it is. And like when it is very like, you know, we always talk about Jurassic Park.
Let me put this in perspective. Is this the same time that Star Wars came out? Would this be Phantom Menace technology?
4 years earlier.
Yeah.
2 years earlier. 99 was Phantom Menace.
Oh, okay.
And Phantom Menace looks like shit.
That's right. It does.
Honestly, it did when it came out. But I look at like Jurassic Park. At Jurassic Park, Steven Spielberg looked at the effects and he said, "Oh, it has to be raining because everything looks shiny and it looks terrible." It doesn't look as good now. This movie held up better, I really feel. Like it really, again, we talk about blockbuster. We talk about like what was their point of this movie? They seemingly spent a ton of money on it. Or whatever, but it held up.
Yeah, even the spaceships look all right. Like everything looks pretty good.
Again, I don't know what in 1997, Doogie Howser, he wasn't on that.
Nothing.
How I Met Your Mother.
No, he was just.
No, he's completely nothing.
Yeah, because it was
Denise
weird.
Richards is nobody.
Right.
Wild Things isn't even out yet. She's not even out. Wild Things isn't even out yet.
This was supposed to be.
Was she a TV girl? Where did she come from?
This was supposed to be the Casper Van, whatever his fucking name is. This was supposed to be his big breakthrough or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think Dizzy actually ended up having.
She is
somewhat
famous.
Dina Meyer was like
career.
90210, and
Yeah.
then she was in a couple of other things. She was in Burn Notice in an episode with Bruce Campbell.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all I know what she did.
I think
she's
she did
in
a couple things.
If you went through Law and Order, she's probably shown up in 3 or 9.
She was in Dragonheart.
What was Dragonheart? 94? 95?
6. She was in Johnny Mnemonic.
Oh yeah, that's right.
embarrassing.
Because they couldn't use Molly Millions from They couldn't use Molly Millions from Neuromancer, who had a relationship with Johnny Mnemonic, like in the book and in the short story Johnny Mnemonic, because somebody owned the rights to Molly Millions, so they made up her bullshit character. Just to let you know. I love Neuromancer. I love William Gibson. I hate all of you. Everyone sucks. I wish computers would take over and murder us all.
Starship Troopers. Watch it.